Hey guys, Turkey and a cat back with more BlizzCon coverage. These videos are killing me. I hope you appreciate them. So, here you go. You can see we've got all of them up already, but that's not what you're interested in. You want to know about Demon Hunters. So, it all kicks off in the Tomb of Sargeras. Gul'dan comes up. Chris Metzen. This is taken from the Blizzard panel. It was a fun time. Basically, Gul'dan wants something from the Warden's Vault, which is where your Demon Hunter gets awoken from, but I'm jumping ahead of myself. But yeah, nasty, nasty Gul'dan. So, the Demon Hunter starting zone opens with a cinematic at Black Temple of Illidan sending his Demon Hunters, his Illidari, to Mardoom, which is a old demon jail world that Sargeras had before he turned into like the big bad. This is where he went to imprison all the demons. When he went nasty Sargeras, he freed them all, and Illidan wanted them to go pick up a thing called a keystone. Now, a keystone is apparently what Sargeras used to imprison all the demons, and then what he did is he then destroyed it, let them all out, and entrusted it to a specific demon somewhere out there we don't know. So we start out, we've watched a little cinematic, we go to Mardoom, and we kill demons, because, you know, we're demon hunters, right? So here you can see some of the new demons, you can see what the kind of planet's going to look like. Looks pretty cool. Again, new demon models. Now, the way that the questing is going to work, much like the Death Knight questing, is that you go there, you get new stuff, right? It's kind of how it works. You get new abilities, you get new talents, you get all that cool stuff. The way that demon hunters get their abilities, and I think this is awesome, they steal them from the demons they kill. How cool is that? So, as you have it, you have the panel here itself. Fight fire with fire, use Legion's devices against them. Basically, all of Mardoom is filled of these weird little like elixirs and power-ups. You use a power-up for the next like 5 minutes. None of your cooldowns have a cooldown. So you're just like spam, 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 one shot, one shot. Pretty cool. Pretty fun. It sounds like they just want to go for like a really zany, really cool, badass experience where you're just like popping potions, killing demons, getting crazy new abilities, and just kind of going crazy with it. And to start off a new expansion, sounds like a pretty cool thing to do. Sounds like a pretty fun time to have. So, yeah. What will most likely happen is we'll get a quest, go kill this big bad demon fella. You go kill the big bad demon fella. You use like one of these cool potions, you sidestep some abilities, and then you learn laser eyes. And this is a picture of the laser eyes in action. Apparently when you steal an ability, you go into your full demon form, you learn it, you shoot stuff out of your face, and then you revert back into your normal form, and you've unlocked the ability to use Forever Out. Pretty cool. Also, whoa, what's this pretty looking mount? Well, Illidan himself makes you a mount, because apparently all hero classes have mounts. This is our mount. It is the Fell Saber. So when I first heard of it, I was thinking kind of like the Night Elf mount. You can see they've kind of used the model for that, but they've put this sort of like almost Forsaken-esque, Forsaken/Legion-esque theme to it. So you've got this weird skeletal thing, you've got the whole greeny glow. Personally, I'm not that big a fan of it. I think it looks cool, but I think that the front, it kind of looks a bit tacky, like plasticky almost. Does that make sense? I don't know. I think the body looks cool. I'm sure in game with it moving, it looks a lot better, and maybe the screenshot doesn't do it justice, but whatever. Also, as you can see here, there's this cheeky little fella using a polearm. So, don't know what he's meant to be, but everyone else has got glaives. I don't know, maybe there's like a hunter or something who shouldn't be in our zone. Maybe you get a polearm early on. Doesn't make sense. But anyway. So, you do all this cool stuff, you get your cool little mount, and then as it says, you get taken prisoner by Maeve Shadowsong because she just doesn't want you to have fun. So, if you remember what happens in Black Temple, you defeat Illidan, you kill him, Maeve turns up, she steals his body, throws it in her prison. You are the Illidari, you've gone off to this Mardoom place, you've gotten this artifact, and then the wardens come and somehow they... whatever, right? So the first half of the leveling will take place in Mardoom, and the second half takes place after you captured, hopefully with a cool cinematic. And we wake up in the Warden's Vault, and do you know why? Because, as I mentioned at the start, Gul'dan is invading, the Wardens are freaking out because, God, the world is ending, the Legion are here. We kind of have an army of dudes downstairs. Is Maeve about? Nah, push her in a cupboard, let's let the Legion out, And that's basically what they do. So they push Maeve in the cupboard, they let out the anti-legion buttons, all the demon hunters pop out, and they go to ham, and this is where you finish off your questing zone. Now, the reason that Gul'dan's here is apparently he wants something with Illidan's body, which explains the Gamescom trailer we saw, where he's going ooh at the pretty green crystal, and you see the Illidari tattoos flashing. So, pretty interesting. Now, one more thing before I go on. I think Illidan goes MIA during this event because there's a 5-man called Rookhold Keep, or something like that. And in that, we're following Illidan's trail to try and work out what he's doing, which implies we don't know what he's doing, which implies that Gul'dan captures him or Illidan escapes himself or whatever. But yeah, so we escape the Vault of the Wardens, and the first thing we do is we go to our appropriate factions. Apparently we're still Illidari, apparently we're still loyal to Illidan over all else, but, you know, the Night Elves go to the Alliance and the Blood Elves go over to the Horde and they say, sup. Then, so, as we say, faction negation, we establish your Order Hall. So our Order Hall is going to be at Madum, which, to remind you, is this pretty place. Looks pretty cool. I'm assuming when we go back there, all the demons have been wiped out, and it's just going to be like this cool floating prison world that we can chill in and chat to the demon hunter and say, dude, nice tats. Yeah, I don't know, it's pretty cool, but I'm not too hyped until we get more class Order Hall info. Now, one important thing about this, they say, and you then go get your artifacts after the class Order Hall. Before I start analysing this image, the reason why that's important is I imagine it's going to be the same for all of the classes, so I imagine all of the classes will establish your Order Hall before getting your artifact weapons. So, we can imagine that you will not get your artifacts right away. You'll do your like opening cinematic, you'll then go set up your class hall, and then you will go get your artifact weapon. So yeah, as we can see, we have a few different skins here. We can also see a few armor sets just about if you peek closely enough. Now, at first I thought this and this was the same model with just a recolor, but as you can see, this glaive has got these indents here, which this one doesn't, and this one has a completely different set as well. So from this, we can imagine we've seen 3 different skins, and then obviously in like a fiery, a fel, and a frosty kind of color. So yeah, Demon Hunters. One other point, apparently if you pre-purchase, not pre-order, it says pre-purchase, so that implies that you press the button and you've already paid for it, you will get to play the Demon Hunters up to a week early. Now they said on stage you have to play it whenever it's ready, which probably isn't whenever it's ready, unless they're nowhere near finished, because otherwise that would be, you get to play Demon Hunters 4 months before Legion. But yeah, so it looks pretty cool. That's basically that. I'm TarkyCat. Apologies if this was a fast recap, but there are a lot of videos which are just kind of falling out of my ears and mouth at the moment, because BlizzCon is BlizzCon. So if you found this video helpful and you want more BlizzCon coverage, then please subscribe. I'm Tarky. This is a cat. The actual cat is missing somewhere. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching.